What about sunrise? What about rain? What about all the things that you said we were to gain? What about killing fields? Is there a time? What about all the things that you said were yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the blood we shed before? Did you ever stop to notice the crying earth, the weeping shore? What have we done to the earth? Look what we've done. What about all the peace that you pledged your holy son? What about flowering fields? Is there a time? What about all the dreams that you said were yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the children dead from war? Did you ever stop to notice the crying earth, the weeping shore? I used to dream, I used to glance beyond the stars. Now I don't know where we are, but I know we've drifted far. Can we set him free?
Without a warning, without a sound, we woke up one morning to a world turned upside down. Everything changed in the blink of an eye, dealing with the unknown and trying to survive. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And we is all over in our new reality, where we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. We've been through quite a battle, like none we've ever seen. We kept hoping we'd wake up to find out it was all a bad dream. But that day's never come. It'll be a while yet, with more obstacles to overcome and challenges to be met. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over in our new reality, when we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over in our new reality, when we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. And when this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more.
No more doubt or confusion. I release pain of illusion. Yes, there's only one solution. Yeah, yeah. What I found is oh so simple. Deeper love in a temple, and I found it in the stillness of my soul. 'Cause all there is God.
is God.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there
All there is God. God is all there is. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Take me back to the beginning. Feel my spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah.
All there is God.
This is God, yeah.
All there is God.
Oh, God, everywhere, everywhere you turn.
All there is
God. Love,
all there is God.
love, peace.
All there is peace.
Past all understanding. Truth.
All there is truth.
God.
All there is God.
All there is God.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday Service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. If you would like to learn more about our multi-faith endeavor or support the pod financially, you can do that at www.peopleofdiversity.org. Stay tuned for more announcements after the massage.
No massage.
No massage?
Message.
Just a message?
Message, yes.
I was really hoping for a massage.
They got to do that on their own time, and so do you. All right. Our topic is courage. Last week, Native American Will Davis gave us a great talk on courage, and his musical guest was also wonderful, Andrew Bentham Riley. Yeah, Andrew's guitar playing is amazing. I just love listening to him.
And he did 2 songs that he wrote himself, which was really cool. So today is Shaman Jerry Nettesheim, and her musical accompaniment will be Bob Sima. Next week is Muslim Naran Sykes with Rob Thorworth. So stay tuned after the music and the message, because we'll have more announcements and things you might be interested in.
Hey everyone, Bob Sima here. Honored to be here singing 2 songs for you on the topic of courage. Courage. The first song, and these songs that I've picked out are companions. They kind of go together. The first song is called "The Obstacle," and it was really inspired by the phrase "the obstacle is the way," which is an old Zen saying that the things that you fear the most, go right into them. Use your courage. Go right into them, and all the gifts are right on the other side of that. Right on the other side of that courage of leaning in. And the fears, they just get smaller when you lean into them. So this first song is called "The Obstacle."
There's a strength to be gained from sitting with your pain, looking it in the eyes, letting it have its way. The welcome guest is free to come and go, and rarely overstays. And there is so much to be learned from the darkness of the night. There's a vision that is born in the absence of sight. A soul begins to heal when it's not begging for the light. So listen to what the fears say. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way where wounds turn to wisdom and scars into stars. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way. There's a welcome into the sound of the slamming of the door, as hard as it shatters into pieces on the floor, leaves an echo in the moment of resilience, singing out for more. And you can always go around what you don't want to go through, but it'll soon again be found in a slightly different truth. Denying is relying on a voice that's been lying to you. So listen to what the fears say. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way where wounds turn to wisdom and scars into stars. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way. Well, lean in and breathe out. It'll always make you stronger. It'll always make you stronger. So lean in and breathe out. And the fears, they just get smaller. The fears, they just get smaller. So listen to what the fears say. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way where wounds turn to wisdom and scars into stars. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way. So lean in and breathe out. It'll always make you stronger. It'll always make you stronger. Lean in and breathe out. And the fears, they just get smaller. The fears, they just get smaller. The fears, they just get smaller.
And my next song is called "Everything You Buried." And again, it's related to the obstacle, especially around the topic of courage. Because so most of us have a moment in our life, or maybe moments, where we weren't really able to handle what was going on. Maybe it was super traumatic, or we just didn't have the emotional capabilities to deal with it, so we pushed it aside and we buried it. Everything you bury is a seed. So this song invites you into again, the idea of looking at it. And when you sit with it, it's not as scary as a monster as you think it is. So this song is called Everything You Buried.
Everything you buried, everything you lost and didn't grieve, everything you buried, everything you buried was a seed, a seed. Everything you buried, everything you thought would make you bleed, everything you buried, everything you buried was a seed, a seed. Surface and under the rug, slowly things you wouldn't speak of, out of your mind and under your breath, 'cause it was all too hard and it was all too much. Everything you buried, memories you thought you could delete, everything you buried, everything you buried. But it's the friend of a friend, and all it wants to do is sit for a while and have its way with you. And there are lessons of forgiveness and love, so much to hear. So lean in and breathe out, hold the message to your ear. And once you felt the feels, you can send it on its way. And the seed will disappear, and the roots, they will decay. And the price that you'll have paid, oh, such a meager sum, for the ones who came before and those who yet to come. For the ones who came before and those who yet to come. For the ones who came before and those who yet to come. Yeah, everything you buried, everything you buried, everything you buried, everything you buried was a seed. Everything you buried, everything you buried, everything you buried, everything you buried was a seed, was a seed, was a seed, was a seed. Everything you buried, everything you buried was a seed.
Thank you so much, Scott and Becky, for giving me the opportunity to speak today. It's always, always an honor and a pleasure to be allowed to share on this platform the things that I've learned in my studies of Kero shamanism. Before we get started today, there's something I'd like to mention. I would like to pause and take a moment to honor the life and spirit of Solidia Junice. She transitioned from this world on May 16th of this year, and she wasn't just a friend of mine. She was kinfolk to me. She was a spiritual elder to many and a fierce light bearer. She was one of those rare souls who carried ancestral grace in her bones. And she had wisdom as deep and as vast as a river, and she would always be so generous and willing to share. Now, she moved through this earth with a quiet strength, an unshakable faith, and an equally unshakable sense of dignity. And she was a very loving person, and her love allowed so many things to grow and to flourish. She had a love that made things grow, people, dreams, invisible places that needed tending, especially within myself. She was very instrumental in helping me step onto the path of shamanism, even though that's not what her belief system was. She accepted me exactly for who I am. And for that, I will be forever grateful. To be in her presence was reminded of what it means to be in Aini, that is, to be in right relationship with spirit, with the earth, and with one's self. So right now, I'm actually recording this video from Solidia's home in New York. I'm surrounded here by her loved ones, by her energy, her stories, and the echoes of her laughter. And I do say that I feel her with me right now as we speak, gently watching, perhaps raising that one eyebrow like how she did, that look she used to give, and having that knowing smile. And in her own way, I want to let you guys know that Solidia embodied all the directions of the medicine wheel. She shed her stories with grace and truth, just like Serpent. She faced pain and joy with Jaguar's fierce compassion. She lived joyfully with Hummingbird's sweet resilience. And she saw deeply, she saw clearly, like the soaring eagle and condor, even holding visions for the future, even when others couldn't see it. Now, though her body has joined the ancestors, her medicine still remains. It moves through this space. It will continue to move through this space. It lives in the breath between worlds. It stirs in the heartbeats of all of those who love her, including myself. May Solidia's name be spoken with reverence. May her journey be met with light. May her spirit soar freely, joyfully, unbound. We carry her with us in breath, in prayer, and every step that we take forward towards becoming fully ourselves. She wanted it that way. Aho. Now, as we continue, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the lineage that I walk in. I stand in reverence to the Carol lineage, the earth-honoring people who have carried this medicine through time immemorial. I bow to my teachers, the seen, the unseen, and to the medicine wheel, which continues to unfold its mysteries through every season of my life. We are not alone. We walk with our ancestors. We walk with our descendants. We walk with the earth ourselves. And let's breathe in that truth together. Let's take a grounding breath in. Breathe in your own lineage. Breathe out gratitude for those that come before you and those who will come after you. Breathe in presence. Breathe out everything else that is not needed for this day. Let this place be sacred. Let this time be spacious. And let your heart guide you. So today we're going to talk about the shamanic view of courage. So when you hear the word courage, what do you think of? So often we imagine great acts of heroism, fire rescues, big speeches, or standing up to injustice. And while, yes, that is courage, that's not the end of it. I want to speak to you today of a different type of courage. It's a quieter kind. It's a slower kind. It's the kind of courage that shows up when no one is looking. It's the courage to wake up one more day and to still choose love. It's to leave a relationship that has become too small. It is speaking the truth that your ancestors swallowed. It's to rest even when this world is demanding your constant productivity. So courage is not a performance. It is a condition of the heart. When I was a kid, we used to play this board game, and now it's a board game. You know, back then it was just something we did, called Worst Case Scenario. And I remember it well. We would imagine all sorts of disastrous situations befalling us, you know, like escaping from wild animals, getting out of quicksand, surviving a plane crash, alligators, you know, and a lot of our solutions were more in keeping with the stuff that we saw in the cartoons, a la Wile E. Coyote style. And it sounds pretty ridiculous, right? But it also taught me something. And what it taught me was the fact that we practice danger, practice danger in our minds all the time. And why do we do this? Well, it's because our brains are wired to keep us safe. So we prepare for catastrophe, you know. And we're so busy heeding these warnings about impending doom that we check our brain at the door, and that keeps us from seeing any other solutions that might pop up. And this conversation would require us getting our hearts involved. And our hearts are often left out of the conversation, because how often do we really practice returning to our hearts? So let's talk about the meaning of the word courage for a moment. The root of the word courage, cor, it's Latin for heart. The Latin suffix edge, primarily indicates a state or a condition or a result. So courage in its truest sense is not about fearlessness. It's about living with the state of the heart, even in the presence of fear. Courage is a condition of the heart. You see, dominant culture has taught us that courage looks like defiance or domination, loud, boisterous, withholding, ready to do battle, like a defiant child screaming, "You're not the boss of me." Now, sometimes that "you're not the boss of me" rhetoric is necessary, but it should not be, it doesn't have to be our default setting when it comes to displaying courage. We might want to ask ourselves, what does courage look like in sacred space? And yeah, this is a trick question. Why? Because every space that we inhabit has the potential to become sacred when truth is present. So courage might look like crying in front of somebody that you love. It may look like saying, I need help. It may even be choosing joy even when the room is permeated by grief. So I'd like to invite you to take a moment and think about a time when you were brave, when you exhibited this kind of quiet bravery. Maybe nobody else noticed it, but you did. Spirit did. I want you to allow that memory to rise up. Now, I want you to offer gratitude to your heart for showing up in this space. So we talk about shamans, and we talk about shamans being the wounded healer, right? And we say that the shaman is the wounded healer who walks between worlds to bring back medicine for ourselves and others. And the reasons that we shamans do this is not because, oh, we're the wounded healers and that means that we're perpetually broken. No, that's not it at all. We're the wounded healers because we are honest about our wounds. Honest about how they got there. Honest about our part in maintaining and perpetuating those wounds. Honest about what it takes for healing, and honest enough to do the work to heal. See, the wounded healer has walked through their own shadows, and we walk through the shadows not to eliminate them, no, but to understand them, to integrate them, and to transmute them. We are asked over and over again to call back the pieces of ourselves that we once abandoned when we were wounded, whether by choice, by necessity, or by trauma. And this is the essence of the soul retrieval work that we do. It's a profound act of courage, this work. We know what it means to lose part of ourselves, to bury our grief in our bones, to wear armor that shields and crucifies our hearts and our souls for years, and the blessed sweet relief that comes when we take that armor off. This is the path of soul retrieval, because we lose pieces of our soul. And this soul loss happens when something overwhelms us. Things that are coming in too much of something, too fast, too soon, not enough. And part of us beautifully and intelligently goes into hiding. And that's not weakness. That's wisdom. But healing means going back for those parts, okay? Not dragging them back home against their will, but welcoming them back and providing an environment within ourselves that those lost soul pieces can grow and flourish and be transmuted. We welcome them back gently, kindly, with patience, and with safety. Now, I'd like you to close your eyes for just a moment, if you like. Take a deep breath. Center yourself within your heart space. Breathe deep into your belly and ask yourself, What part of me has been hiding? What does that part of me need to be safe? Take your time here. Let the image or the sensation come. No rush. Just notice. Notice that the language of the heart may be different, is markedly different than the language of the mind. And what you think should come up may not be the thing that comes up. Don't stifle it. Don't squash it. Become the observer. The medicine wheel actually provides us a map for how to manifest courage. So along with doing things like soul retrieval, we also have the medicine wheel, the Quechua medicine wheel, to assist us in walking the path of courage. Now we're going to take a little bit of time and walk the wheel together. We're going to talk about the 4 directions, 4 invitations, and 4 different flavors of courage. We're going to start with the South, and the South is Serpent. And what she brings is the courage to shed and to feel. Serpent teaches us how to release that which no longer serves us, and it's like shedding our old skin. Here, courage is embodied. It lives in the nervous system. It says, I am ready to feel what I couldn't feel before. This is where we reclaim sensation. We grieve, we tremble, we sweat. We come back into the temple of the body. I want you to think about, what story are you ready to release from your body? Where do you feel it? And what would safety within your body feel like? Let Serpent slither through and whisper, you can now let this go. Next on the wheel, we'll move to the West. This is Mother Sister Jaguar, and she teaches us the courage of how to face shadows. Now, Jaguar, what she does is she walks between worlds. She teaches us about death, how to not fear it, how to make death our ally, and rebirth. So to make death your ally is learning to not fear it. And we fear death in myriads of ways. And I'm not just talking about physical death. I'm talking about death of a reputation, death of an era, death of certain moments of our lives where things no longer serve us. It could look like graduating from high school or college and not knowing what to do. It can look like the death of a relationship where both parties no longer share a mutual interest and need to part ways. It's the death of putting things in your body that no longer serves your health, such as giving up smoking, drinking, or other types of addictions. Jaguar is the one who helps us walk through this. She teaches about death and rebirth. And here in Jaguar, in the West, we find that courage is fierce compassion. And it says, I will not exile parts of myself anymore. Jaguar invites you to sit beside your grief, to learn to hold hands with your rage, to speak to the part of you that still feels unworthy and say, you still belong. So the reflection with Mother Sister Jaguar is, what shadow of mine am I ready to meet with love? What have I feared naming out loud? Jaguar doesn't flinch. She does not. She doesn't flinch, and neither should we. Nothing that is outside the scope of human experience has ever happened to us. We think we're unique, that we're the only ones going through things. When we believe that we're the only ones going through things, there's a certain amount of shame. And shame keeps the wounds buried within the body. Let it out. Have the courage to let it out. Next, we're moving to the north, which is hummingbird. And this is the courage to journey with joy. You know, hummingbird, she's tiny, she's light, she's fast, she's sweet. She gets the nectar from all of the flowers, you know. And technically, hummingbird should not be able to fly, but she does. She hovers in midair. She flies backwards. She flies forward, side to side. This is what she does. Okay. She also teaches us to have courage to taste joy again, to trust your sweetness, to follow the nectar, even though you don't know where it is going to take you. It is about finding joy, the courage to find joy, something to be joyful about, even in the midst of situations that seem very dark. Sometimes the only joy is, I'm still here. I didn't die. And that's a good thing. All right? So look for the moments of joy and don't feel guilty when there's joy. Sometimes we hang on to our wounds because we feel that if we are not worthy of experiencing joy. Well, sweetheart, you are. Okay? You're very much worthy of experiencing joy. It's out there for you. It's out there for you to have. Have the courage to take it. Okay? Somebody else might have left something on the table. An ancestor might be like, well, you know, duty calls, duty comes first. What if your duty is to do the thing that you love? What about that? So the reflection with Mother, Sister, Hummingbird is this. What joy did I leave behind in my survival? I'm reminded of the airplane flights where they're in there talking about the mask and the exits are over this way and that way. But they always say, don't retrieve your personal belongings, just get off the plane in the event of an emergency. Well, that's how it's been for a lot of us, and that's why soul retrieval is such an important part of our lives, and especially retrieving joy, because sometimes our joy up and leaves. Nobody has time to pick up their spilled crayons or cookies or anything else when you have to leave in an emergency. And for a lot of us, we've experienced emergencies of the soul that had us leaving our joy someplace else. So I want you to think about what simple sweetness can you reclaim today? What shoulda, woulda, coulda is out there that you can partake in some small way. You wanted to be a filmmaker? Fine. Be a filmmaker. Start with a 1-minute TikTok video. You're doing something you love. Nobody had said that you had to be the next, Steven Spielberg or Guillermo del Toro in order to be a filmmaker. You do it your way. They're here living their purpose. You live yours. Finally, we come to the east part of the medicine wheel, and that is Eagle Condor, and that is the courage to see and to soar. Now, from the east, the eagle rises and she sees the big picture of everything. She flies above the story we tell ourselves. And from that perspective, higher up, she can give a different perspective of things. Here, courage looks like clarity. It is your vision. It is your sacred yes. So the reflection of how to manifest courage from the eagle's perspective is, what truth is rising up in you right now? What vision are you afraid to claim, but you're ready to? Rise above the fear. Begin to take the steps and just watch and be amazed at how the universe will support you. This is where we remember that we are not our wounds. We are the medicine. So let's bring this home, okay? So courage isn't a peak moment. It's actually a practice. Now, here's a few ways that you can invite courage into your daily rhythm. Start by creating tiny rituals. Light a candle, breathe at your altar, or whisper a prayer. Speak your truth softly when you can. Not all courage roars. Sometimes it whispers. Honor your needs. Rest is resistance. Boundaries are medicine. Name your fears and bless them. I didn't say name your fears and fight them. I said bless them. Offer them to the flame. Say thank you. Fear is like any other emotion that we experience. It's a check engine light. So you might ask yourself on the daily, where is courage asking you to show up today? Even just a little bit. And let the medicine wheel move through you, not just around you. Begin to embody those things. In the Carol tradition, we speak of becoming the hollow bone, right? Being that clear channel through which spirit flows. To become the hollow bone is not to be perfect, because we're not. It's to be available. It's to be available to be shaped by spirit, to be carved out by grief, and to be filled with love. It's to allow your wounds to become windows. So, what would it mean for you to come home to yourself? Courageously, heart first. You're not alone on this journey. You are held. You are held by lineage, archetypes that you identify with, by earth and by spirit. You are held by your own wild and unwavering heart. Walk gently. Speak truthfully. Live courageously. Aho. And so it is.
Thank you, Bob. Amazing as build. Shamama Bean, also known as Jerry Nettesheim, our local shaman. Thank you so much for another powerful talk. We are so grateful you're part of our community. Philip Lupo and the amazing team at PL Theatrical, we are grateful that you take our crazy and make it watchable. If you have needs in the audiovisual department, see Philip and his team. They are amazing. Past services as well as Sunday morning dings are available if you become a member of the Facebook page or Facebook group or the YouTube channel. They will all give you a ding because their Sunday morning service is what is it called?
a
live event. So
Yes.
it gives us a wee ding, and we get to run and get there so before it starts. If you want to look at past services, you can only do so on Facebook for 30 days and then they vanish. But we have a YouTube channel, as I just mentioned, People of Diversity YouTube channel, and it has 220 videos over the course of 5.5 years, broken into playlists by faith or by topic, and it is just an endless supply of spiritual knowledge and wisdom and guidance and sharing. So go dive in, because it's an amazing tool. Second broadcast happens Sunday evening on Facebook only at 5:45.
Okay, our next live event is June 30th at the Unitarian Universalist Friendship Fellowship in Rockledge, Florida. It begins at 7 and ends around 9 o'clock, if not a little bit before. Shamama Bean, who you heard today, and Scott will be doing a summer solstice celebration. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's a love offering only, and so come join us for that. On July 7th, Kim Ballou, great musician Kim Ballou, will be doing a concert from 7 to 9. But before the concert, from around 4 to 6, she is going to facilitate a workshop called Bringing Your Community into the 21st Century. So whether you are a community leader or a community member, this workshop will benefit all of us that are vital parts of our community's growth and impact. So join us for that. Both the workshop and the concert are love offering based. And if you come to the workshop and would like to stay for the concert, bring a little snack or box lunch or something that you can eat before the concert starts. If you or your business would like to sponsor one of our live events, you can do that by contacting us at newwaypod@gmail.com. You can, the rent that we pay at the UU for the use of their sanctuary is $50 a session. And if you would like to donate that, that would be awesome. And as a sponsor, if you come to the event, you can get up for a couple of minutes ahead of time and speak about your business or whatever your motivation is, whether it's things that you do or a business, whatever. And if you want to stay anonymous, that's fine too. But we appreciate it, and so let us know about that.
We are honoring states now every week, and today we are on Indiana. Interesting stuff about Indiana.
I thought so.
In Indiana, there is a town called Santa Claus. That's where all the Christmas letters are sent. There's also a town of
in the town of Santa Claus.
Also in the town of Santa Claus is Holiday World, which is the first theme park ever in the world. Just two little tiny tidbits on Indiana.
That's a big deal to us.
Who'd have thought?
That's a big deal to us who lived here by Disney World.
Yeah, and for me, I just thought there was the only thing that ever happened in Indiana was basketball.
Right,
So,
well, there's that.
Let's vision peace and prosperity for the people of Indiana and say these words together. May peace prevail in Indiana. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Next week, we continue our series on courage with our Muslim representative, Naran Sykes, and our brother, Rob Thorworth. He's from Bama, right? Isn't that where he lives? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an amazing voice. Another one of Bob Simon's buddies. We're grateful for his participation. If you want to tithe, make an offering, make a donation, whatever word works for you, please do so at www.peopleofdiversity.org. Hit the donate button in the middle of the page and follow your gut. We're grateful for everything that happens and all that you give and all that we receive. If you will come together now, bringing anyone to your mind's eye that might need healing, health, or support, and put them in a great big circle with perhaps the people who are trying to run the planet in a good way. And let's send love and light out to all of them, putting ourselves in the circle as well. And we'll see you next time. Have a great week.
Thank you.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of